I page through it, page by page, I want to do a quick, what do you do with this book? Seems to be logical to try that, right? So let's get right down to it. Find the page. Here is not your ordinary crayon only in the sample pages, which are really good for practicing. And then I just went with the first rose page. And hello. We're going to take a look at how do you do this? How does a normal person do this? Normal. Well, I'm not normal, but someone with not a whole lot of skills. First thing you do, or first thing I suggest you do, is you get out your Crayola crayon. And for the rose, I picked red violet. Seemed to make sense. So you take your red violet crayon, and what's really cool about grayscale coloring, and I can't say this for everybody's books, but I do know they work for mine, is you follow the dark. So I'm going to lay down first my dark shade of color wherever the darkness exists. In a strange and odd way, this is a lot like coloring by number, but there are no numbers on the page. There's just dark and lightness, and you follow that. Now, I have found by putting down a nice thick layer of crayon, that works out really well. Then you take your inexpensive pencil. Works really well, and why not? I am using a deep raspberry Grayscale pencil. And then I work my crayon into the dark space with the flowers. My stained glass book, I highly recommend you go very light because you really do want the background stuff to bleed through. But this book, I think you're going to want your pages to be really nicely saturated with color. I will probably try a light pink crayon, a carnation pink, with then a light Grayscale pencil to blend and see how that works. But for right now, I want to just do a very simple how-to. You're going to take your pencil and move one direction, then the other direction to keep working the color in and diminish the paper fiber bleeding through. And that's the step. That's the process. So you just keep working it in. It ends up giving it a really shiny little sheen when you're done. So it's really very beautiful when you see this in your own book. You can always go back and add a little more crayon over the top layer of the pencil and continue to work that in. You definitely want to use the part of the pencil with the point to it. And just keep working the crayon and the pencil together. Then I'm going to demonstrate this part. I have a video on using the eraser, the plastic eraser that comes with the Prisma kit, which is just awesome. Cool, wonderful, works really well. So then after you get what you want on, this is where I called color on, color off, or whatever I called it. So then you take your little eraser. The plastic eraser by Prisma works really well. I cannot find where you can just buy it separately, but it was in a good package deal, and it's huge. Well worth the price of the package. So I take it off, and it's going to seem lumpy to you, lumpy to me. Then I grab the Prisma white. And over where I lifted off my color, that's where I use the Prisma white, and it'll be small. You can use your little ones because you're not going to use that much. Not going to do the whole page of it. Just going to use it to highlight the petals of this flower. And that's it. I think that's a long enough how-to, and I will be back shortly to page through the entire book. Then if you want, I would suggest you blend in again with the pencil to tone this space down. You don't have a total amount of control with the eraser, so you will play around a little bit. But it does make for a very nice finish on that. Let's try it one more time. One more time over here to prove the point. Eraser, and you could just stop with the eraser. And this looks pretty good with the eraser. However, I have found that taking that white Prisma really pops it out. All right, let's hold that up like that. Look, and you'll see. Now, I will work with that a little bit more. I will blend it in a little bit more and play. But that's basically it. Crayon, inexpensive pencil, an eraser if you really want to go the distance, and then the little white Prisma that you might have laying around going, well, yeah, that would work. I could do that. All right, we'll be back shortly to look through this entire Grayscale book. It's pretty. Worth a look. And what is the title? Roses and More Grayscale Adult Coloring Book. Cover colored by me so that I could show you how an average human being who just colors for the pure fun of it can make it look pretty. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. I can never find that. It's in white.